So we are on our way out to the big barn, and welcome to the replay. Yeah, we're on our way out to the big barn to check on the rest of the does and see how they're doing this morning, and make sure that we are looking for that things are looking like we're having good normal pregnancies. So that's what we are walking out here for. It is surprisingly not as cold as it has been. It looks like it should be freezing, and it is freezing, but really it's only moderately freezing. It's probably like, 35 degrees or something like that. So not as cold as it could be. Although none of the ice has melted, so maybe it's a lot more. Hey Marsha, hey Barbara, hey Christy. Alright. Here's some of the girls. This pen is looking pretty normal. This pen's always looking normal. These girls, well, it's hard for me with these girls because I don't know them that well, So I don't know what I'm looking for. I mean, I know the basic signs of just goats in general, but I like to be able to use the signs of what I know about them and their personality and those differences to be able to really get a clear picture of things. And without knowing them that well, that makes it a lot more difficult. Okay. But here we are coming in to check them. We all know the first thing that's going to happen. T10's going to walk up for her scratches. Yes. And there's the tongue. Yes. We love the scratches. So nothing's changed here. This is still our standard. Every morning I walk out here. Doesn't matter whether it's 5, 6, 7, 8. T-Time's gonna come up for scratches. And Zetra's gonna stay aloof. We're gonna go find her next. Check on her. She's our other big girl. And then we'll find some of our others. I always like finding Faya to find out if she's in a good mood or not. Oh, there's Faya. Nope, doesn't look like we're in a good mood today. Although we're chewing our cud. Oh, maybe. How are we feeling today? We're feeling pretty good. We're feeling pretty good. We're okay with pets. I know T-Time. Yes. We're feeling good. We're not getting too aggravated. And then, yeah, these are the girls. Here's Zetra. She's another big girl. She's quite a bit deeper than you'll see on some of our other Joes. Getting bumped out of the way. But these girls are 11 days away from starting kidding season. So it's really just around the corner. I'm excited for these girls. Been watching them for the last week, and these girls all look like they're in good condition. We're not seeing anything that's particularly odd. Again, we're going to be watching our bigger girls quite carefully, just because it could mean that they're getting closer. It could mean that there's just more chance for things to have problems, in my opinion, when there's multiples in there, when they are this large, and so we just like monitoring them very closely. So, good morning, Deanna. So this is Hepra. She's I believe she's our oldest H in the barn, and there's her daughter Heartland. And then we've got a whole bunch of other girls in here, all just kind of chilling. We've got some chewing of our cud by Slender over here. Still got some naps going on. Ye's trying to get my attention, so she's rubbing her head up against me and almost knocking me over. She wants some attention too. Tea time, of course, won't leave me alone. pet tea time once, and she'll be your friend forever. That's just how it works. Victoria. Got Farley over here. All right, so this number here, is a little bit different. You'll see she's got her butt tucked in the corner. This happens a lot, in my opinion, when they're starting to feel a little, I don't want to say uncomfortable, but they're starting to withdraw a little bit. It could also just mean that they have an itchy butt and that they're trying to scratch it in the corner of a post. But it's just something that I don't think about, like telling you, hey, that might be a sign, until you see it. So, again, as a one-time thing, I'm not worried about it. But if every morning I come out here and she's isolating herself from the rest of the group by backing into a corner, that might start to be a sign that that some of her hormones are starting to kick in for birth. That can happen days, weeks before she actually goes into birth. But again, it's just something that is a little out of the norm, and a good indicator that she's starting to really feel this pregnancy. So, hadn't thought about that. I'm not sure if I've ever told you guys about that one. But yeah, when they start to isolate themselves, and sticking their butt in a corner can be one of the ways that they begin to isolate. Alright, checking the outside space. We're good out here for the morning. Here's Xandra D. We've got Pensley. So yeah, all these girls are looking good. We're not having any issues out here, which is fantastic. And so it is coming up on February, right? So that means that we have been spending quite a bit of time in the barns for the last couple months. And you can tell this because if you look up in the hayloft, normally we have it full all the way starting right there. We'll start it there, and we will just fill this whole barn space, this whole hayloft space, all the way out to there. But instead of it being all the way full, we only have this space right there. That's all we have left for the year. Luckily, we don't really have to go much longer than February and March, and so we only have 2 months, and we've been in here for pretty much all of November, December, January, and some of October. We've put more hay out starting in October because there's not much nutrition left by the time we get to November. But anyway, as you can see, our hay stores are dwindling, and then we do have hay down here on this level as well on the far side, but I'm not sure. Clearly they're using stuff from upstairs, but I'm not sure if they're also using the downstairs stuff. So yeah, that's a fun little piece. So Sesame over there, I was just mentioning about sticking her butt in the corner, is also doing some pawing of the ground. So she's one that I'm going to be watching over the next couple days for sure. Even though she's not very large, which again is just like an extra indicator that maybe I'll watch them. She's actually having some signs of those hormones starting to hit in. Just her demeanor, the way she's backing up like that, trying to keep backing up, the way she's pawing the ground like that. Essentially, she's just having nesting symptoms, and those nesting symptoms, again, can be quite a bit in advance. I am by no means worried about her, even though we're 11 days early. I am not worried about her at all right now. She looks completely fine. She's very healthy. There's no signs of inflammation. There's no signs of any problems. So she's just starting to get into the nesting phase, which is a fun indicator that she might be one of the earlier goats to deliver. Or she could just be feeling moody today. We'll see. I have one data point, Once we start to monitor her for the next couple days, I can potentially start having more information that I would be able to share with you guys about what I'm seeing, why I'm seeing it, and further explanations of what things I'm seeing that are making me more or less opinionated that she will be delivering sooner or later. To be vague with it, Alrighty. Zetra's back to laying down. We've got these girls eating over here. Hey, girly. This is Plaza. Plaza, Heartland, Thea. You want to say hi, Thea? Yeah. That's a morning kiss for you guys. We've got Slepton here. When my brother named Slepton, I wanted to not let him name her Slepton because it's quite literally slept in, as in like didn't wake up in the morning. And it's one word, but still, I was like, really? This poor girl's gonna have that name for the rest of her life. But it's a fun one. She also, I always like to mention, she has a cool little mustache. She has a cool little mustache. Always looks milk mustache. Makes it look like she's been drinking the milk out of the pail. Victoria's huffing and puffing. Pensley here has sunk a little, which is something of note. Again, not really, but it's just one last thing that she'll have to do before she can deliver. And so she'll sink more than that. But it's good to note now because it means that I can look at this and go, okay, this is standard, if you will, and before she actually delivers, we'll expect a large drop. So we can kind of look at her in the future and we're like, is she close? Is she close? And we're like, well, she's checking all the boxes. See, she's dropped some. And when I say dropped, I just mean this indentation here on the side, right here where it just kind of scoops out. The reason for that indentation is the babies have to, you'll see on Tea Time. Tea Time doesn't really have one because she is so large, and so she's just very round. There's very little indentation there. And that's the reason we need that indentation is the babies need to drop down so that it pulls stretches the birth canal long enough for a singular baby to be into it at the same time. If they don't drop, the babies are all right there, and it's like trying to, fit 3 babies or 2 babies through the birth canal at the same time, and that really doesn't work. It just clogs, it jams, you get some legs from this one, some legs from that one, and then you end up in very bad situations. So luckily, God didn't design that faulty system. He put in a safeguard where the babies will drop and they will sink down low, and then they will come up out of the birth canal. It also helps with the natural structure of delivery. So when the babies drop down low and they want to come out, their hooves will come out this way, and it makes this arc where they can come out, and gravity helps pull them the rest of the way out, and so that the mother doesn't have to do as much of the pushing because she's not pushing them uphill. It also works well with their spine, and one of the reasons that we need them to be in proper presentation is because the curve of that birth canal is kind of like a C that sits over the hip bones, just like that. And so the babies will come out, and then they'll be able to come down. So that's an important piece of why the babies have to drop. And so when they haven't dropped, we know that they're not really going to deliver. Now, ones like Tea Time, who are just massive, they may not be able to drop much. And so that's when you can have some problems, you can have some complications. But she will still drop some. It just may not be nearly as noticeable because of how packed she is. So Faye is giving me the side eye. Everything she knows. She heard. She's dropped a little as well, but again, that's just something to note for, I would expect a major drop before delivery, and so I won't get fooled by her if I know she already carries low as opposed to carrying wide. All right. Well, it is cold. It's not that cold like I said earlier, but my hand is still kind of freezing. So I am actually we can go see the puppies, and then I have a meeting that I have to get to with Graydon and Ashton. But we'll go see the puppies real quick. I won't have much time, but I'll let you guys see them this morning before we sign off. Bye, girls. Okay. Heading back out into the cold where it's windy. I say windy, it's not really that windy, but it's windier than in the barn. Okay, let's go see the puppies, and then I've got my meeting. So this morning, I have been a little bit exhausted because I was here pretty late last night, and so we'll see. I might have to write out a lot of my to-do list today because otherwise I might not get nearly as much of it done as I'd like, because I'm sure I will be forgetful today because I didn't get enough sleep. But that's just kind of what happens this time of year, because there are a lot more important things that are time sensitive than sleep is, which doesn't sound right, but it is. So, right. I'm going to make it over to the puppies. Sorry, it's a long walk, guys. But you can see the beautiful farm in its dormant state, if you will, since there's not much going on. We've got, we're just preparing for kidding season. We still have the puppies. They'll be here for another week, and then they both go home. They do both already have homes, and Ashton is doing a lot of training with them right now to try and make sure that they are as set up for a good life as possible. And preparation for kidding season, and then putting out orders. That's pretty much. All right, let's get in here. They're probably gonna try and run out. There they are. Good morning, guys. I know. So excited to see me. Let's see if you guys can behave. We're gonna calm down. No, we're gonna be crazy. That's what we're gonna do, right? No biting. We don't bite. I know. The mornings are a little rough. I know, with only one hand, I can't be petting both of you. It's a disaster. Okay. There we go. Alright, so they've They're over the initial rush of seeing me, which is always, they get super excited. No, we don't bite. We don't bite. Alright, so these guys are getting, you're fine. These guys are getting clicker trained right now. And so clicker training is where we have them learn how to mand, which is where they sit and make eye contact with you. And that is one of the main things that we start off clicker training with. And once they have gotten that down, then it's a good base to be able to move forward with training for them. No biting. We don't bite. So yeah, that's the puppies. So Ashton is their favorite. They absolutely love Ashton. And she does most everything with them. Nobody really else has responsibilities with them, so she's been in charge of all of their clicker training and all of their early neurological stimulation and all of their trips to the vet, and feedings, and anything puppy related. It's been an Ashton thing. So when Ashton comes in, they tend to be a little bit better behaved, in my opinion, because she's the one who does most of their training right now, or all of their training right now. And so while they will train, and I've done their clicker training a few times, but they're good with most people. They are by far the best with Ashton. Oh, Carol missed half of it because she didn't get a notification. Alrighty, well, I am going to go ahead and sign off because we've got a lot to do today, but I'm glad we were able to have a little bit of a longer one today and get everything seen and show everybody what's going on today. Alright, I will see you guys in future videos. So this is manding, like I was talking about. They'll just sit in front of you and they'll make eye contact and wait for a command. While Ashton hasn't started any of the commands yet, getting them set for manding is the beginning process, and it makes it a lot easier to begin giving commands when you get to that point, and it allows whatever the new family's priorities are, and it allows them to have a good base for that. So anyway, I'll see you guys in future. Like I said, they're better just trained when Ashton's here. They behave so much better. They do. They like you. They know what you mean. Alright, I'll see you guys in future videos.